Hi guys, it's Rhysicus here, coming at you with a ball-bouncingly exciting Angry Welsh Railworks tutorial. In this episode I'm going to show you how to create points. So you go into your editor on your route, you select the track laying option, you choose whatever track and track rule that you want to do. You lay a section of track, which could be the start of your main line, it could be siding, could be anything. Whatever you want it to be. That's the beauty of Railworks, you can make whatever you want. You bring your yellow arrow to the point at which you want your point to start, and then boom, you click and it renders the point for you. So that's pretty much it as far as laying points are concerned. So there are a couple of other options that you could do when you're laying points. So let's see. If you want something with a manual point control, as in a little lever that renders next to it, you click your point and this turns up. If you want one of these to turn up, you click this option here, which is on the bottom left of your pop-up left-hand menu, and you activate the option, and when you render a point, that will happen. This is in a siding or a series of sidings, you want to be able to control the points yourself, because with a normal point, which I'll render one now for you, with this, if you have signaling or something, it will activate automatically this point by the computer's control thing in game, the automatic signaler. Now that's good for when you're playing scenarios, but if you just want to play around shunting, you know, you want to be able to do this yourself, same way that you would in real life. So that's it as far as making points are concerned. Freeway points. You can make freeway points in game, and they can be both manual controlled and automatic. So you render your first point to wherever you want it to be. You bring your yellow arrow back and you have to snap it to this section where this little red triangle is. That's where the start of the point is, and it will automatically snap to it, and it has to face the same direction also. So once you've done that and you've laid it, it will automatically render the point in the traditional freeway point pattern. As I said, if you want it to be manually controlled, you can. So we'll try one with manual control. Snap it there and there. That's a freeway point which is controlled from the same point lever. Now you can move this point lever around anywhere you want. One of the things I tried doing before was having a big yard and then putting all the points in a line, all the point levers in a line like that, so that you could basically pretend to be the signalman. But I found that very quickly you lost count of which lever was for which point, because there's no way to label them unless you write it all down yourself, which, you know, I suppose if you really want to do that, that's a fun little thing you could do. But the easiest option is just to leave it next to the point in a place where it's quite obvious that it's for that particular point. Keep going back. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Right. So, the next thing to show you is run round loops. So say you're making a station, it could be any kind of station, main line, or it could be, you know, anything. It could be anything you want it to be. So, you've got your station and you want to put a run round loop in. So you need to remember that on the track for, say, your arrivals platform, you want to leave enough room from the start of the point to the buffers to allow a full-size engine. So you want to allow about 100 foot or so. And it's difficult because there isn't really any way of measuring it unless you use the select tool, and you can measure back, say, 40 meters. There's a little measurement icon that comes up on the bottom toolbar, and that's 40 meters there. So you have a good idea that that is 40 meters. So then you select your track and you can render it from there. And remember, with points, it depends on what track rule you're using as to whether it will render correctly or how sharp the point will be. If you're using the mainline track rule, which I will show you now, the points will be much longer than using the yard rule. So let's render one. As you can see, that point is the maximum radius, or the minimum radius that a curve will allow for a main line, so you could go over that point at much higher speed than you could go over this one, because this is using the yard track rule. So you have to remember your track rules when you're laying points. As I said, with these, it depends what you want. If you want the automatic signaller to be able to do it, then you would lay it without the manual point control. But if you want the signaller to do it, then you have to put the... No, if you don't... Oh, I don't even know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, I think. I hope. I hope you've been paying attention. What else do I have to show you? I've showed you points, I've showed you freeway points, I've showed you that cross. I actually can't think of anything else that I need to show you in this. Oh yeah, one last thing. Oh bloody hell, what are they doing? When you are joining track together, if you're going to add a point to, say, this piece of track here, you need to come in at a certain angle that the track rule will allow, and you have to hold the control button down. This allows the snap to track option to be selected by holding the control button, and it will allow it to snap to the piece of track in question. You don't have to use the control key. You can use this option here, which is the magnet and piece of track, and it does exactly the same thing. Again, remember your track rules here, because you need to judge the angle that you're going to come in from, because if you come in too sharp, it just will not find a way to render. As you can see, it can't find a way to render to this piece of track, so you have to come back, and even now it can't find... Oh no, it can. I was doing something wrong, obviously. There we go, it's rendered to that piece of track. And that's pretty much point creation for you. In the next tutorial I'm going to show you crossovers. So thanks for watching, I hope you found this useful. I'm Rhysicus, and that's my Angry Welsh Railworks tutorial. Thanks for watching.